As we age, our bodies become more susceptible to subtle health risks that can escalate without warning. Especially after 70, many assume sudden health crises are unpredictable. But the reality is that specific triggers significantly increase the likelihood of life-threatening emergencies. These silent killers often go unnoticed until it's too late. Hiding in everyday habits or overlooked symptoms, this guide uncovers 5 critical health risks that can catch older adults off guard, from undetected heart conditions to seemingly harmless routines. More importantly, it offers actionable steps to reduce these risks and help you live healthier, longer, whether you're in your 70s, caring for someone who is, or planning for the future. Understanding these triggers could be the key to avoiding a preventable crisis. Let's dive into the 5 sudden death triggers and how to safeguard against them. 1. Silent heart attacks. The unseen threat. One of the most insidious dangers for those over 70 is a silent heart attack. A heart attack that occurs without the dramatic symptoms we often associate with cardiac events. Unlike the chest-clutching collapse depicted in movies, silent heart attacks present with subtle, easy-to-dismiss symptoms like mild fatigue, indigestion, or discomfort in the jaw, neck, or upper back, because these signs are often mistaken for minor ailments like heartburn or muscle strain. Many seniors delay seeking medical attention, allowing heart damage to accumulate unnoticed. Consider Richard, a 74-year-old who enjoys morning walks and occasional golf. A few months ago, he felt unusually tired, slightly short of breath, and had a nagging discomfort in his upper back. Assuming it was due to a poor night's sleep, he brushed it off. Unbeknownst to him, Richard had suffered a silent heart attack. Without the hallmark chest pain, he didn't suspect anything serious, but the undetected damage weakened his heart, significantly increasing his risk of sudden cardiac arrest weeks later. Silent heart attacks occur when blood flow to the heart is blocked, but the symptoms are so mild they're easily ignored. Instead of sharp pain, you might experience nausea, dizziness, or a vague sense of unease. These symptoms can mimic everyday issues, but the underlying damage is real, depriving the heart of oxygen and causing scar tissue that compromises its function. If a second, more severe heart attack occurs, a previously weakened heart is far less likely to withstand it. The danger is compounded by the fact that many only discover a silent heart attack during a routine checkup or after a catastrophic event. To protect yourself, pay attention to unusual symptoms like persistent fatigue, shortness of breath, or discomfort in the upper body jaw, neck, shoulders, or stomach. Don't dismiss these as just aging. A simple electrocardiogram, EKG, or blood test can detect prior heart damage. Regular checkups, especially if you have risk factors like high blood pressure, diabetes, or a history of smoking, are critical. Lifestyle changes can also help. Maintain a heart-healthy diet low in saturated fats and sodium. Engage in moderate exercise like walking 30 minutes most days. And manage stress through mindfulness or relaxation techniques. If you experience any unusual symptoms, seek medical attention promptly. Recognizing and acting on these subtle signs can mean the difference between a manageable condition and a life-threatening emergency. 2. Postural hypotension and falls. A hidden risk, postural hypotension. A sudden drop in blood pressure when standing up may seem minor, but for those over 70, it's a leading cause of dangerous falls. This condition causes dizziness, lightheadedness, or fainting, which can lead to severe injuries like hip fractures or head trauma. While a dizzy spell might be a mere inconvenience for younger people, for seniors, it can trigger a cascade of health complications that reduce independence or even prove fatal. Take George, a 78-year-old who enjoys his daily coffee at the local diner. One afternoon, he stood up quickly from his chair and felt the room spin. Before he could steady himself, he fell, fracturing his hip. What seemed like a simple dizzy spell led to weeks in the hospital battling infections and complications. For many seniors, a fall doesn't just mean immediate injury. It often leads to prolonged immobility, increasing the risk of blood clots, pneumonia, or muscle atrophy. Some never regain their full independence, and complications can be life-threatening. Postural hypotension becomes more common with age because the body takes longer to regulate blood pressure during position changes. Dehydration, certain medications like those for blood pressure or diuretics, and conditions like diabetes or heart disease can exacerbate it. The result, a sudden drop in blood pressure that leaves you unsteady the moment you stand. To reduce this risk, make simple adjustments. Stand up slowly, giving your body time to adjust. Pause for a few seconds when transitioning from lying to sitting, then sitting to standing. Stay hydrated by drinking water throughout the day, as even mild dehydration can worsen hypotension. Review your medications with your doctor to identify any that might contribute to dizziness. At home, remove tripping hazards like loose rugs or cords, and install grab bars in high-risk areas like the bathroom. Wearing shoes with good grip, even indoors, can also prevent slips. Awareness is key. If you feel dizzy or lightheaded when standing, don't ignore it. Discuss it with your doctor, who may recommend compression stockings, dietary changes, or medication adjustments. By addressing postural hypotension proactively, you can prevent falls that could drastically alter your quality of life. If you're finding these insights valuable, please comment. Number 2, below to let me know you're here. Subscribing and turning on notifications will ensure you don't miss future tips. 3. Hidden blood clots. The danger of deep vein thrombosis. Deep vein thrombosis, DVT, is a silent killer that often goes unnoticed until it's too late. This condition occurs when a blood clot forms in a deep vein, typically in the legs, and can break loose, traveling to the lungs to cause a pulmonary embolism, a sudden, often fatal blockage. What makes DVT so dangerous is its subtlety. Symptoms like mild swelling or a slight cramp are easy to dismiss, yet the consequences can be catastrophic. Imagine Harold, a 76-year-old who spends hours reading on his porch. He considers himself active, running errands and gardening. But one day, after sitting in his recliner for a long TV session, he noticed slight swelling in his calf. Thinking he'd just been sedentary too long, he ignored it. Days later, he felt short of breath and assumed it was a cold. When he suddenly collapsed, it was because a clot had traveled to his lungs, cutting off oxygen in seconds. DVT can develop in anyone, but seniors are at higher risk due to slower circulation, especially during prolonged sitting, whether watching TV, driving, or sleeping. Conditions like diabetes, heart disease, or high blood pressure increase the likelihood, as do certain medications or dehydration, which thickens the blood. Symptoms like swelling, tenderness, or warmth in the leg may seem minor, but if a clot dislodges, it can cause sudden death. Prevention starts with movement. If you sit for long periods, stand and stretch every hour, flex your feet, or take short walks to keep blood flowing. Stay hydrated to prevent blood from thickening. Compression socks can improve circulation, especially if you're at risk. If you notice persistent swelling, redness, or warmth in your leg, see a doctor immediately. An ultrasound can detect a clot before it becomes life-threatening. Awareness and early action are your best defenses. Don't dismiss subtle symptoms, as catching DVT early can prevent a tragedy. Or undetected infections leading to sepsis. A silent escalation. Sepsis, the body's extreme response to infection, is a deceptive and deadly threat for those over 70. What starts as a seemingly minor infection, like a urinary tract infection, UTI, pneumonia, or a small skin wound, can rapidly escalate into sepsis, triggering widespread inflammation, organ failure, and sudden death. Its danger lies in its subtlety. Early symptoms like mild fever, fatigue, or confusion are often mistaken for routine ailments, leading seniors to delay treatment until it's too late. Consider Walter, an 81-year-old who rarely visits the doctor. He noticed increased urination and a slight burning sensation but attributed it to aging. Over a few days, he grew fatigued, confused, and unusually cold despite warm weather. By the time his family got him to the hospital, the infection had spread to his bloodstream, leading to sepsis. Within hours, his organs began failing, and despite medical efforts, he didn't survive. Older adults are particularly vulnerable because aging weakens the immune system, making it harder to fight infections. A simple UTI or cut can become a full-body emergency if bacteria enter the bloodstream. Sepsis progresses quickly. Every hour without treatment increases mortality risk. Early signs, like rapid breathing, extreme fatigue, or low blood pressure, can mimic feeling under the weather, making it easy to overlook. To protect yourself, treat all infections seriously, no matter how minor. If you have a fever, chills, sudden confusion, or persistent weakness, seek medical attention promptly. For recurring issues like UTIs, ask your doctor about preventive measures, such as low-dose antibiotics or dietary changes. Good hygiene, like regular hand washing and wound care, reduces infection risk. If sepsis symptoms appear, rapid heart rate, clammy skin, or severe weakness, get to a hospital immediately. Comment. Number 4. Below if these insights are resonating with you. Subscribing keeps you updated with more life-saving tips. Medication mismanagement, a common yet deadly mistake. Medication mismanagement is one of the most underestimated dangers for seniors. Taking the wrong dose, skipping pills, or mixing incompatible medications can trigger severe reactions, including cardiac events, strokes, or fatal internal bleeding. As we age, the body processes drugs differently. Slower liver and kidney function means medications linger longer, sometimes reaching toxic levels. Even over-the-counter drugs or supplements can cause dangerous interactions. Helen, an 82-year-old on blood pressure medication, experienced this firsthand. After taking an over-the-counter pain reliever for back pain, she felt lightheaded and weak the next day. Assuming she needed food, she ignored it, but the pain reliever interacted with her blood thinner, causing internal bleeding. She collapsed, and the damage was irreversible. Seniors often manage multiple prescriptions, increasing the risk of errors. A missed dose of heart or diabetes medication can cause dangerous fluctuations in blood pressure or sugar levels, while doubling a dose by mistake can be fatal. Mixing medications, especially blood thinners or pain relievers, can lead to unforeseen complications. To stay safe, keep an updated list of all medications, including supplements, and share it with every doctor you see. Use a pill organizer or set phone reminders to ensure correct dosing. Before starting any new medication, even over-the-counter, consult your doctor or pharmacist about potential interactions. Regular medication reviews can catch issues like prescription overload or outdated dosages. Staying organized and informed is critical. A single mistake can have devastating consequences, but simple habits can keep you safe. Final thoughts. These 5 sudden death triggers, silent heart attacks, postural hypotension, blood clots, sepsis, and medication mismanagement are often overlooked. Yet they pose significant risks after 70. The good news, awareness and proactive steps can dramatically reduce your risk. Pay attention to subtle symptoms like fatigue, dizziness, or swelling, and don't dismiss them as just aging. Simple habits: standing slowly, staying hydrated, moving regularly, treating infections promptly, and managing medications carefully can add years to your life. This guide isn't meant to alarm you, but to empower you. By understanding these risks, you gain control over your health, ensuring you can continue enjoying time with loved ones and pursuing what brings you joy. Reflect on which of these risks might apply to you or someone you care about, and take one small step today, whether it's scheduling a checkup, organizing your pills, or clearing a tripping hazard. We'd love to hear from you. Comment below with one thing you learned and how you'll apply it. Your feedback inspires us to keep sharing valuable content. If you found this helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you for reading, and we look forward to connecting again soon.